How God got me in this position. I'm talking to presidency. Yeah. Thank y'all. That was I know y'all got your cell phones in your hand, but a round of applause would be very much appreciated. Thank you very much. I don't know how God got me in this position. I'm talking to presidency. All of that, so I'm glad to be here. Thank you for having me. Thank y'all for inviting me. I'm honoring number 100. I'm dedicated to black men. I'm about the education of black people. Everything I do is for us. So despite what you may hear, that's the real truth about who I really am. So it's a great honor for me to be here. Thank you all for having me. I hope I do this right. They told me there was some kids in here, and I had it. I'm not responsible for the raising of your children. I raised all my children with cussing, and it's been a great benefit. Don't cuss at your children, it's yours. I'm just here from my ranch. I told you from my ranch this morning. I had 250 boys down at the ranch that my wife and I acquired. The boys kept happening this week. Father's Day, graduated on Father's Day. So we were going 15 fights. Since 2 boys made shank. The juvenile system gave me 2 boys. We were holding ankle braces to the campus so effective. He got his ankle bracelet off and he had his rank. Go back to the bracelet over here. I want to say so. Thank you all for having me. You want to sit down? Thank you, sir. Yeah, thank y'all. And this introduction is very special. I was fortunate to meet Vice President during her initial stop on her economic opportunity tour. As we talked, I could see that she was genuinely concerned about economic opportunity for all. I shared how the 100 organization, and I as an individual citizen, have deep concerns regarding economic opportunity. President Kamala Harris has delivered in this area, there is a focus that is critical to my community, to my family, and to me, to all of us here today. Improving the economic wealth gap that exists in our country is absolutely essential. And the Biden-Harris administration has made historic progress. The focus on creating opportunities for the nation as a whole, African Americans,
Whoever you are, wherever you are, hope you are blessed and doing safe. Ladies and gentlemen, greetings, family. Of course, I'm tuning in. You see me without the glasses off today. But if you're looking for some opportunities, particular advertisement opportunities, then look no further at the link at the bottom to my email address. You can hit me up for advertisement opportunities. We are supporting and promoting your businesses here on this channel. You can also, if you would like to donate and subscribe to our Patreon, a link is at the bottom as well. So you have multiple ways in which you can advertise with the platform by emailing me when we go on through our live stream. You also have access to premium content, those that want to see premium content that you will not find here on YouTube or Facebook or Twitter, as I am suspended probably by now. You guys can check out the Patreon at link at the bottom. But advertisement opportunities, definitely email me, gavin.grich1@gmail.com for rates. And for the Patreon, it is the same as the YouTube channel. It is channel gboot2786. All right, I'll holla. Peace. Yeah. She's Harry. She's Harry. I don't want her on me to be. She's too hairy. This beats Harry. I don't want her kissing me. You see. What's up, family? How y'all doing tonight? We are in for another good one today. Hold on 1 second, y'all. I gotta turn this fan down. Let me turn this fan down right now. Shout out to everybody. Make sure y'all smashing up the likes. Make sure you smashing up the likes. Hit that like, share, and subscribe button. We in this thing, ladies and gentlemen. All right, we in this thing. How we doing this evening? Hold on, let me make sure y'all see the handsome face. There we go. Hold on. I don't know if y'all can see me. The screen is black. Let me stop the camera. Hold on. Let me see. I'll just stop the camera for right now because something's wrong. I don't know what's going on with my computer. So I'm just going to chill, not come on camera tonight. Shout out to you all who is in the chat. Let's see. Make sure y'all smashing up the likes. Ooh, Tamisha Godfrey. Shout out to her. She says, politicians won't speak to Black American scholars or economists while discussing Black American issues, but will talk to scholars and economists while discussing immigrant issues. Yes, my dear. Yes, my dear. Thank you, Tamisha Godfrey. We're going to get into it in just a few minutes, ladies and gentlemen. But first of all, before I begin, I got to say Happy Father's Day. Happy Father's Day to all the men who, the dads, biological fathers, as well as adopted fathers, and even father figures, uncles, godfathers, the men that played a role in the lives of a boy, especially. Special happy Father's Day to you. Because you know a lot of kids grew up without there's some kids who grew up without fathers and don't have that male influence that's needed to learn how to be a man and how to be a leader in one's community. But there are men who even took up the mantle to do that. I never had that problem because my father, and happy Father's Day to you, Dad, has been in my life all 38 years of it. So I'm grateful. I was blessed by God to have him. I was blessed by God also to have a godfather like Gerald Pinnell and have uncles who I could talk to when I needed advice on something or who were there to show their support. So happy Father's Day to them. We're going to get right into what we're talking about in just a minute. Uh, I see we got YouTube is scrubbing these views. I know we got more people. I've noticed my backup channel on YouTube is no has no viewers, but I see 2 on X, 7 on the G Boot channel. And of course, we do have some people who are watching via Rumble. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We know, of course, YouTube, the ScrewTube, as I call them, they mess with the numbers all the time. So I know we got multiple people watching, more than 8 people. We got to have a very hot number in here. They mess with the analytics. But welcome, everybody, to another edition of Random Topic Sundays, the hottest live stream in the cosmos of social media. And so we have a few things. There's really one major thing I'm talking about, 2 things I'm talking about uh, tonight. It's not going to be a very long broadcast, and it's going to show you the level of tonight. I'm going to show you all the level of coonery that I'm sure most of you already know, but what goes on, especially with our black celebrities and as it comes to politicians. The black celebrities back in, I want to say, even in the 60s, I think had more guts than what we had today. You look at the people like Jim Brown, Muhammad Ali. Now, those were sports athletes. To some degree, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, to some degree, Bill Russell. They stood up more back then than what we have now. And I think the big reason for that is there was a common enemy. Everybody saw who the enemy was and knew what was going on. So they could take issues for that. But today, it gets confused because we have the likes of you'll see Charles Barkley, LeBron James, or Oprah Winfrey, multimillionaires who are making money. So everybody thinks everything's okay. But then you have someone like Steve Harvey, who we're going to get into in a second, who lobbed up an alley oop for Kamami Harris. As Judge Joe Brown would say, come Queen Harris, come Amy Harris. Her ass ain't even black, and she was up here messing around with damn Willie Brown of all damn people. But I'm not even focused on that. And I want people, I'm going to refresh your memories first of all. Now, let's see. Let me put my music back on. Hold on. Let's put the music back on. Make sure we smash up the likes. Everybody hit something in the comment section. Okay, so I'll put the music back on. Now, what we were discussing was, whilst I was playing this video for you, This happened on yesterday at the 100 Black Men Conference. Now, I just so happen to be a member. Now, that's in Atlanta. Now, that's where the headquarters of the 100 Black Men are located. Now, let me just start for the record and say, most of y'all have watched the YouTube channel, you've seen pictures. I'm a member of 100 Black Men, the local chapter here in New Orleans. I've participated in many events with a lot of charity stuff that they've done, and I admit they have done some good things in the neighborhood. But of course, there are some things I don't agree with. And of course, now, in order to be a member of 100 Black Men and some of these other social groups, they like to know, and you have to be required to be a registered voter. I mean, what they are doing, especially, and as we've gotten the notices of this, they're trying to do a get out the vote campaign for 2024. Now, even though they claim to be it's not a partisan effort, it is evident, we know, because it's mostly black people and black people mostly vote Democrat, that they lean towards the Democrats when they do events like this. In particular, they get Negroes like Steve Harvey, and I'm just going to name them, the radio hosts like Steve Harvey. They get people like Joy Reid and others to push their agenda. Steve Harvey in particular, if y'all don't remember, I think it was Phil Scott from the Phil Advice show, who showed how Ricky Smiley did something on Ricky Smiley. And Ricky Smiley, if you recall, interviewed Kamala Harris once and was going to vote for her because she sang Atomic Dog. But Ricky Smiley admitted that both he, T.L. Hughley, and Steve Harvey coordinate with each other when it comes to politics and elections, especially when they want to push certain agendas. Because DL, all he pushes is Democratic stuff. All Steve Harvey pushes Democratic stuff, although when Donald Trump was elected president, Steve Harvey was getting off the elevator with him. Now, I want to show y'all, watching this part. I'm going to get to that. But let's refresh everybody's memories with this remark. Who remembers this back in 2020 when Kamala said she wasn't going to do anything for black people? Who remembers this video? Fair use, by the way.
We have disparities around housing. We have disparities around education. We have disparities around income. And we have to recognize that everybody did not start out on an equal footing in this country. And in particular, black people have not. And so we have got to recognize that and do something about that and give folks a lift up. That's why, for example, I'm proposing the Lift Act. Give people who are making $100,000 or less as a family a tax credit, which will benefit and uplift 60% of black families who are in poverty.
So by default, it affects black families, but there's not a particular policy for African Americans that you use for.
But no, if you look at the reality of who will benefit from certain policies, when you take into account that they're not starting at the same place and they're not starting on equal footing, it will directly benefit black children, black families, black homeowners, because the disparities are so significant. So if we focus on the specific issues that have resulted in the greatest disparities, and we understand that that's part of why we're doing it. Listen, the reality also is this: any policy that will benefit black people will benefit all of society. Let's be clear about that. Let's really be clear about that. So I'm not gonna sit here and say I'm gonna do something that's only gonna benefit black people. No, because whatever benefits that black family will benefit that community and society as a whole.
No, it doesn't. And we already know that this a rising tide lifts all boats. If the boat has holes in it, it's not going to rise. It's going to sink. And that's how Black America has been for many years with these trickle down. Remember when Ronald Reagan had the trickle down effect, saying, well, what benefits the top tier is going to eventually get to the lower class. It didn't. It got worse. because in addition to being a traditionally racist country, America is also a capitalist country. Now, capitalism can work for Black people. We can become entrepreneurs. We have been entrepreneurs, so it can be helpful. But Kamala Harris has stated she's not going to do anything that's going to benefit Black people. These were her words merely 4 years ago. So there's a reason I have this up. 5 years ago, excuse me. And you can even look in the comment section. Just look, there are 1,000 likes to over 2,000 dislikes. This was on the griot. Of course, nobody cares for the griot too much anymore, but the griot channel has officially been disbanded. Some people were saying, let's be clear, I'm going to have the same energy when I go to the polls. Hell no. Obama gave the same, it'll benefit all communities BS and wound up doing less for ADOS than any U.S. president. And she pointed out why reparations are owed to FBAs. Of course she did, but she says she's against it. And she also said, and somebody said I wouldn't even call her a sellout because she was never one of us anyway. Yes. And she's serving up a word salad. Now, this is Kamala Harris 5 years ago. This was back on February of 2019 when she was running for president. Remember, she went on the Breakfast Club. I smoked weed listening to Tupac and Snoop Dogg. Yet she was locking men out, and Tulsi Gabbard exposed her. Now, let's put the music back on. So, what you had, to go back to what I was saying, especially 100 Black men, they've been trying to get involved with getting Black men out to vote. And remember, D.L. Hughley, I was talking about that. D.L. Hughley, Ricky Smiley, Steve Harvey, something important to point out that they're both, all three of them are Omega Psi Phi. So here it was, Ricky Smiley admitted to colluding with Steve Harvey and D.L. Hughley, courtesy of, this was the African Diaspora channel. So hold on, so what happened was that Ricky was on Club Shay Shay. Now listen carefully to what he said. Shout out to Phil Advice Show, the African Diaspora. I just want to play this clip. Fair use. Hold on.
An agenda. Right. DL, Steve, and I, we stay on group text. Right. Because we are, DL and I, DL Hughley, we work for the same company. Right. Steve worked for the other company, but we communicate. Right. So, like Pastor Warnock and, and different people trying to help, we always on the same page. Right. And we all.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna cue that back up and break that down. My wonderful wife was calling me. I was gonna go try to go see a movie or something later. Let me acknowledge Dooney Smith. Thank you, Dooney Smith, for your love offering. May God bless you and your family, and may He bless your bones, like the old people used to say. So as you, I know some money exchanging hands somewhere because that's basically you advertising. So it's the campaigns of these people paying these brothers. Are they paying them?
I skimmed.
Thank you, Alvin Johnson, for joining our membership. May the Lord bless you as well. But let's continue because there's something else he said that maybe y'all caught, y'all didn't catch. That's cute.
Different people trying to help, we always on the same page. Right. And we all.
The last part right there. Hold on.
And we all.
And we're all Qs. Now, ladies and gentlemen, Qs. What are Qs? Those of you who are in the chat and those of you who desire to be in the chat as well, you can join and you can answer that question. What is a Q, ladies and gentlemen? What is a Q?
A Q is an Omega Psi Phi. Now, I'm not knocking. Let me stop. Thank you to Phil Advice. Shout out to him. I'm not knocking people that are in fraternities and sororities, our brothers and sisters that are in there. I know a lot who are there. Look, in the legal profession, we see a lot of people who are, I know a lot of people who are Kappas, Alphas, AKAs, Delta, Sigma, Theta, the Iotas, the Sigmas, the Alpha Phi Alpha. I mentioned that. The cutie pies. Yeah, I saw the Zetas. Yeah, I see a lot of that. When I saw a lot of that when I was in school at Southern, I never pledged in a fraternity. Hold on, I was already a part of a fraternity when I went to St. Augustine High School. That was a fraternity there. But many people feel, and a lot of young people felt, and I just was never interested at that time, that I had to pay thousands of dollars to join undergrad just to get hazed for a whole year to join the group. I didn't think it was worth it. Plus, a lot of those members were getting in trouble with the school because they were having fights. Yeah, but neither here nor there. A lot of people join it for networking opportunities, establishing relationships with others. That's what happens. Now, he mentioned in that Steve Harvey. When we talking about Steve Harvey tonight, because I want to show y'all what happened. Obviously, you probably heard this clip. But Steve Harvey was up there at the 100 Black Men Conference. He's not even he's an honorary member. He tells me how they throw the money out. But I want to play this. So he threw up some softball questions to the vice president, Kamala Harris, who was still doing her word salad. And I want y'all to listen very carefully. So they were talking about economic opportunities. They were talking about debt relief that they've been doing, which is a nothing burger that's not for black folks. Talking about student loans, talking about getting community banks and such and such. She mentioned also what's funny about back in 2008, she mentioned the recession and how she was the attorney general of California, but she, with regards to those predatory loans that were used to give the homes of black and brown people. But what's interesting about Kamala Harris was that she failed to mention she never prosecuted those people. Judge Joe Brown talks about it. Look up West One Bank. There's a video of Judge Joe talking about it. I'll have to get him on the show and discuss it. But listen carefully what Kamala has to say. I'm going to pause this. Y'all need to hear this. Listen what Steve Harvey had to say. See, this is why we can't let niggas like Steve Harvey speak for us. I say, God done put me in a position where I can talk to kings and queens. He's proof that being a billionaire don't mean you have to have brains. Hold on.
A conviction for a crime that will no longer prohibit people from being eligible for small business loans. Help me get the word out. That's why I'm here.
Well, that's good, because might as well be a good small business loan, but you can be president too, we put on the record. So that's a nice exchange. Ain't that bad? You know, look, I've been reading this paper because I got to stay I got a headache trying to stay on course, so just let me go off this paper for a minute. Before y'all start calling my radio show and DMing me, talking about why you ain't asked no hard-hitting questions, that is what this is. I'm throwing a lob. This is an alley-oop for a dunk, because this administration needs to get the word out of what they're actually doing and what they're actually accomplishing, so we can stop all this foolishness about what you're doing for black people. Can't nobody come out with no agenda and call it just for black people and expect to put in the White House. You got to play the game different. Y'all know what this is. So now this next question is another lob for her to dunk, because they've done a lot, man. See, I'm on this radio show, I'm hearing all these people talking about, I'm not voting, they're not doing nothing for us. Listen to me. If you do not vote, the analytics will show. They know how many women vote, they know the age you are when you vote. If we don't vote, how are we going to ask for something next time? If you ain't got no voting power, you talking about reparations. Ain't nobody going to give you no reparation and you don't vote. Well, you think they can give us some money? No, man. I hope they do. They owe us. I'll go down there.
This freaking clown. So Steve Harvey said Your ass don't go out and vote. How they gonna do something for us? See, that don't make no damn sense. They got them analytics, yeah, where they tell you who were women that voted, who the black that voted, the Asians. They ain't gonna throw nothing to your ass if you don't vote. Nigga, please. Negro, we voted in droves when Barack Obama, black people, people who never voted before. Let me put the music back on. Barack Obama got, and I remember Steve Harvey was even a part of this. Barack Obama in his first election got 97% of the black vote. They had people who had never voted before in their lives go out and vote. I was a member of Get Out the Vote campaign, where we were trying to register people in Baton Rouge who had never voted before. We had voter registration cards for them to turn into the state to get them registered. I was a part of that. I remember all of this stuff 15 years ago, 16 years ago, walking in the hot sun, sometimes in the rain, trying to get people out to vote. That wasn't easy. I remember this stuff. In 2012, he got 93% of the black vote. What you had in 2016, they try to blame black men for this, but in reality, and yeah, Trump, he did increase black male voters. He actually got at least 10% of the black male vote, I think, in the first election. And he increased some black women voters, but Hillary Clinton wasn't a good candidate. The white women, 54% turned out for Donald Trump. In 2020, Donald Trump had 20% of black men. The point of all of this, and I'm saying, remember though, it was black women overwhelmingly who helped tip the scales out in Michigan for Joe Biden. They voted in droves for him. And Joe Biden said, you can go look at this that night. He said, black people, I got your back. What reparations have they talked about giving, Steve? We asked for it back then. They had panels. They've had panels. They've had stuff set up in Congress talking about it. Reparations has been talked about for years. It goes back to 1865. After the Civil War, Abraham Lincoln approved reparations. He approved it. It is fueled through the General Sherman. That came from Special Field Order 15, made by William T. Sherman. Look. Hold on. I want y'all to see this. Reparations is not old. They've been talking about reparations. Let me pause the music for a second. So I want y'all to hear me. This was Special Field Orders number 15. It was a wartime proclamation that was issued by William Tecumseh Sherman. He was the general of the Union Army, where they approved after the war 40 acres and a mule for African Americans, freed slaves. Many freed people believed, hold on, let's look at this, Steve, that after being told by various political figures that they had a right to own the land, they had been forced to work as slaves and were eager to control their own property. Freed people widely expected to legally claim 40 acres of land, but it was Andrew Johnson, who was Abraham Lincoln's successor, who tried to reverse the intent of Sherman's order and similar provisions in the Freedmen's Bureau bills. There was some land redistribution that occurred during military jurisdiction. However, federal and state policy during the Reconstruction era emphasized wage labor, not land ownership for Black people. So many African Americans didn't get this. You promised this. You issued an order and you reversed it. And its area, if I'm not mistaken, covered Georgia, Florida, and the Carolinas. This was a field order. So Steve Harvey, I know you don't read, Steve, just like I know you likely didn't write that book, Act Like a Lady, Think Like a Man, where I damn sure know you didn't wait 90 days to get something. But please read this, Steve, when you get on here and start talking politics, thinking you represent Black America by talking to Kamala Harris, who has done very little in her time in office for Black people. She said herself she wasn't going to do anything to benefit Black people. She said this. Now, I tried listening to the whole thing and I stopped because we were coming up for time. But he basically threw soft questions at her. He admits it. And this shows you he's not why your celebrities should not, let me put the music back on. All right. Celebrities should not and cannot speak for Black people. This is not the days of Muhammad Ali and Jim Brown. It's a whole new generation of coonery and buffoonery we haven't seen. And Steve Harvey is the leader in that. Steve Harvey don't give a damn.
I'm sorry. I know I ain't coming back next year. I appreciate y'all having me.
All she does is laugh. Is all she's known for is laugh. Now, I want y'all to look at this too because I wanted to put this up. I only got 44 likes. This was on Forbes Breaking News. The comment section. The people going in on Steve Harvey and Kamala Harris. Just lost my like for Steve Harvey. Why are you interviewing the worst vice president you ever had? Somebody wrote he didn't interview Mike Pence. Someone said, I'm embarrassed for Steve Harvey. Lost a lot of respect for him after seeing how he treats a complete failure to the country. Somebody said, ask Steve where did he at? Miss Pam R. wrote, they want Black folks to be serious about voting, but they got Steve Harvey to interview the vice president. Who's next, Boosie? Someone wrote, again, a Democratic stunt, put a fake painting for your face and saying it's expensive. Someone wrote, there's going to be more economic opportunity in Atlanta and New York City for migrant refugees. I'm sure the people of Atlanta will be great to give up their jobs for migrant refugees. Yeah. They don't talk about that. That's definitely going on. The migrant immigrants are getting more money and opportunities than American citizens are. Now, I would like to take this video. I'm hoping Sean definitely would do a show on him. Of course, he knows Steve Harvey's a bootleg. Yeah, that's how I made all my damn money. See, player, you just a hater. Hold on, let me get I gotta get the Steve Harvey music correct. Hold on, cause y'all don't know what we done did. Y'all just some hating ass fools that can't accept the fact that Steve Harvey, yeah, Steve Harvey made his way by bootlicking. I come from a long line of bootlicks. Y'all don't understand. God, God done did what he done did for us. See, I love that song. Y'all, I don't even have to speed. I can speed it up and it sounds cool. Yeah, put your hands together right now. I done interviewed the damn vice president, so I don't give a damn what your ass say. I got everything the right way. Said, go give me some coffee. That's right. I'm commandments. I'm sorry. Madam Vice President's favorite interviewer of all time. He says I'm better than Oprah. I'm better than I was better than Joy Reid. I did more ass kissing than her. She knows she can give it all away. Yeah, but I don't give a damn. She ain't got nothing on these lips. She an ass kisser, but I'm the better one because y'all see these big ass lips and his teeth behind that. Y'all know I can shuck corn in one bite. I don't give a damn. But that's what we dealing with here. No, but so Steve Harvey did that. Yeah, it's not a surprise. And they're trying to get black people to vote. Don't be falling for this stuff, guys. Look, I'm not gonna get up here, obviously tell people not to vote. But what I will say is I'm damn sure not gonna vote if you're not gonna give us anything for that. I'm not gonna vote for you if you're not gonna support me. Damn, well, we don't want Trump to get in. Damn all of that, because as far as I'm concerned, you've just been as racial. You may not be saying it as hard as Donald Trump has, but you just doing it by your actions. It's even worse. Your actions speak louder than words. And that's just the truth. Make sure y'all hit that like, share, and subscribe button, y'all. Also, please donate to the Cash App, PayPal, Zelle. You see at the bottom, as you know, we're not monetized. So anything you have, to contribute to help, I appreciate it. So, next thing I want to talk about, before we do that, let's see if we can do this. I want to do something we haven't done in a long time. I want to take my next topic, and it's going to be brief. I want to take some calls. So if you can call in on the show, I'm trying to get the number. Y'all got 1 minute to call. Somebody got 1 minute to call in. If you want to call in, you can go ahead. Let me put the music back on. Hold on. All right. Somebody is calling in. We'll just move on to the last topic. This was interesting. I wanted to talk with y'all about. Did y'all know that Congress actually passed a bill earlier this week to allow for the draft, automatic registration? According to this report, the House passed a bill to automatically register young men for the draft. Selective service would be abolished and not made more efficient and equitable. Now, they passed this bill on Friday that included a provision that would automatically enroll young men between the ages of 18 to 26 for selective service. If you lived in the United States and you were between the age, and once you were 18 years old, you got a selective service card. We could do it online, but you have to sign that up and fill that up, even though there's no draft. Many people have speculated they think the draft might be coming back as a result of this. It seems it may be unlikely because while the House passed this and Republicans have the House, remember the Senate is predominantly Democrat, and it's unlikely that they think the Senate would allow it, or if they did, there would probably be numerous amendments to it. The selective service provision, though, is part of an enduring bipartisan effort to keep the framework for military conscription in place, even though the draft ended in 1975. This is the National Defense Authorization. So they actually are doing this. One representative, her name is Christy Calhoun, who's a Democrat. She says by using available federal databases, the agency will be able to register all individuals required and thus help ensure that any future military draft is fair and equitable. They will also allow us to rededicate resources. Basically, that means money towards readiness and towards mobilization, rather than towards education and advertising campaigns within the register. Another person, let's see. This was Chrissy Hallohan, so she's an Air Force vet. So she actually, I think, is the one that's lobbying for this. Now, interesting enough, that's for men 18 to 26 years old, but the ACLU, yes, I remember this. Remember, women could not be part of the draft. So many there are actually challenging this. I want to know, though, do you actually think women, no offense, disrespect to the women that are listening, how many of them would feel about the ACLU changing it so you all would have to register automatically if they chose to do that? Because they're saying it's overt sex discrimination. How you're saying women can't have a role in it. Do you think? I don't know if a lot of ladies would support that. But women want equal rights. There's some who want equal rights, but not equal lefts that come with it. If you dig my meaning. What's going on, computer robots? I did a video. I did a live stream talking about Hunter Biden's conviction this past Thursday. Hope you're having a good Father's Day too, computer robots. I need something to eat. I love that speak. I just love that beat. So, what do y'all think about this, family? Y'all think what's gonna happen with the draft? I got 9 viewers now. I hope they didn't drop because of my comments about women. I'm not saying all women like that, man. I don't believe that. I'm just wondering what y'all think. So, all right. I think that's very interesting. So, like I said, this wasn't going to be a long live stream, so I'm going to go ahead and wrap this thing up, family. I will be back later this week. I'm going to be out of town this week, actually, so I probably won't have. Tuesday might be my last live stream for a week. I'm going on a vacay for a week, but I'll be back next week so we can talk more. But happy Father's Day. All the men, enjoy the rest of the Father's Day with your ladies, with your families. I'm sure you'll enjoy it. And I will see y'all in the next one. Please drop something in the Cash App, PayPal, or Zelle. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, don't be a sucker. Don't let these celebrities try and tell you what you can and can't do or what you have to do. That's what their goal is. They push an agenda because they don't have any leadership or other type of standing skills. All right, family. Be one, be safe, and be blessed. I love that beat. I got to come up with some new music, y'all. I'll holla. Peace.